Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another single song reaction here. My name is Patrick, and this is my buddy Chris. And a few weeks ago, we listened to the very first Olivia Rodrigo album.
The only one.
Sour. Well, it's her first album, too. But yes, we listened to Sour for the first time. And we uploaded it, I think, last week or the week before. And so anyway, we're leading up into the new album, which is actually going to be coming out in a few days from the day we're recording this. However, because we had some issues with the copyrights for that last video when we tried uploading the whole album, we think we're going to maybe try to piecemeal Guts, which is the name of her new album that's coming out this Friday. It's Wednesday when we're recording this. We're going to just sort of piecemeal some of these songs out. And so when we listen to the full album, when we get to that, we can just kind of exclude these songs, I'm thinking maybe.
That'll probably work.
We'll see. We'll debate about that. But we have some time now. Chris is over. And so we were like, let's just listen to one of the Olivia Rodrigo singles. So for now, we are going to be doing Vampire.
Yeah.
And I have to admit something to you, Chris. I accidentally heard maybe like 30 to 40 seconds of this song on the radio the other day. I was outside and we just had a radio on in the yard and stuff. And I heard this weird sort of like wubby wub part of a song. And I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. It caught my ear. And then I started listening to the words the lady was singing, and she said vampire, and I was like, oh no, this is Olivia Rodrigo. So I only heard a little bit of it, but I did hear enough to know that I think this song is going to have like rock band sound. Because if anyone here watched our reaction to Sour, the whole album, the thing that struck me the most about that album was the fact that every song was pretty much a ballad except for 3 of the songs. And one of the songs, the intro song, was completely different than anything else on the whole album.
It was.
And then there was one song that was like this cool, like trip hoppy song with kind of like a slower hip hop beat over it, which I really liked a lot.
Yeah.
And then there was one song that was very reminiscent of Paramore. Those are the sort of 3 songs that had the sort of like full band sound. Everything else was like a ballad that kind of slowly built, sort of anthemic a little bit. And so I do know that this song is going to be more of a rock song, but that actually makes me excited to hear it, the full thing. So yeah, I don't know. You've heard this already, I take it?
I have. I knew that it came out, and I listened to it a few times on my streaming service, but just in my car. This is my first headphone listen.
Yep. And we always talk about how that makes such a huge difference.
It really does.
So if anyone's watching this and you're listening on your phone, just through the speaker, or you have earbuds or something in, first of all, thank you for watching regardless. But also, like we always say, it's nice to listen to music on good headphones or in the quiet with really good speakers if you have that as an option.
Yes.
So always try to listen to music in as good a quality as you can on the best quality speakers or headphones that you have.
Headphones are a great, inexpensive way to do that.
They are.
We cannot really advertise for buying a good pair of headphones.
But if any headphone company out there, like I specifically love Turtle Beach, if they want to sponsor my channel, I'll only use Turtle Beach headphones if they want to sponsor my channel. Sure. Turtle Beach, give me a call. But whatever, just not Beats by Dre.
Yeah, we're not gonna...
I respect Dre, but please don't contact me.
That was you can go watch a lot of videos about some of it popped up on my YouTube for you with the page about why Beats by Dre is.
Yeah.
Anyway, but you can buy high quality stuff for relatively cheap.
You can. And like these headphones, I've said this before in my videos, like these headphones are a gaming headset. It is made by Turtle Beach. And my mother bought me these for Christmas probably like over 10 years ago now. And they were at the time, they were $80 headphones.
Yeah.
And I used to work at a recording studio. I have heard headphones similar to the Audio-Technicas you have on right now. Those are Shure. At the studio, we had Shures, we had Sonys, we had Sennheisers, and we had Audio-Technicas.
Sony MDR 50s, though, or whatever they are, that like I'm sure that Cleat had that are like a standard. Those are
they're tinny.
Junk.
They're tinny.
And they don't
sound good.
Fit.
I agree.
They feel crappy.
I see so many YouTube channels with people who think they're hot stuff and they got those Sonys and everything.
They are like the industry standard, but come on.
And they're not terrible, to be fair.
No, they're not, but they just feel so cheap. These and the Bear Dynamic 770s, they feel like you should feel a little bit.
And are those closed
bougie.
Back headphones?
Yeah, they're completely closed.
See, mine are not, and I kind of like that. Well, they're closed back, but they're not necessarily noise canceling.
Oh, these aren't. Well,
like I can if I could still hear you if you were talking.
Yeah, they're not open back.
No, they're not open back, but they're definitely not as dead as some.
We're not headphone nerds here.
We're not. But the only reason I bring that up is to say that to me, I have heard what I consider to be like the highest quality headphones you probably could have at least maybe 10 years ago.
Reasonably, yeah.
And these are the best headphones I've ever heard in my entire life.
I
don't know what I will do when they break for good. I've had to fix each one twice, resolder the connection. I've had to add a new cable. I've had to fix this connection. It doesn't work at all, worth crap, which is why I have to have extra cables and stuff. But if I get it coming out of both ears, I don't think there's anything that sounds better. So
I had to glue mine together today.
Just today, you were telling me.
We could do these broke, and, sure, if you want to sponsor me with headphones, I'll politely decline because they're plastic, and there's something I'm going to throw in my backpack, and I spent a lot of money on these, and it almost broke my heart that I thought I was going to replace them, but I got them fixed.
I'll take a sponsorship from, sure. I'll take a sponsorship from anybody other than Beats by Dre. Pretty much anybody else. Even Samsung.
I like to talk to Dr. Dre for a minute. I got some questions about some stuff. God, are we just going to do it? Anyway, I would like to say something.
Yeah.
On the video.
Okay.
I can say, I was thinking about responding to some people in the comments. There were a couple commenters on that Olivia Rodrigo video. And if you're an Olivia Rodrigo fan like I am, you should go back and watch that video and tell us what you think. Some people did, and I saw two comments that were very similar. I think it was just two. It might have been more, where we were treading lightly about the songwriting that may or may not have happened in the last video. Mm-hmm. I thought that we were pretty clear, but maybe we weren't. Olivia Rodrigo was credited. She has writing credits on all of the songs that were on that record. Mm-hmm. So do some other people too, and that's fine. And I know that there's a backstory behind some of that, and that's also fine. But I don't know. I think that it's totally possible that Olivia did all this. Yeah. We hope that that's true, and we talked about that. That like some part of pop music is just like wanting to
believe the best out of everybody.
Yeah, and you're allowed to. But
but also there's nothing wrong. Or at least I don't think there's anything wrong necessarily with like having 10 people co-write a song and stuff.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it in this case either. I understand how some fans might be, and we're not trying to upset you. We're just trying to bring up the fact that pop music is sometimes a lot of smoke and mirrors. Yeah. And nobody thinks that Chris Hemsworth is actually Thor.
Right.
I mean, a little bit you do, but
he's as close as any human being probably could come to it. But be right. And we did get several comments from people who I think I would trust just because they were just saying it in a polite way. But people saying that, like, no, Olivia Rodrigo is the primary songwriter for all the stuff.
And I believe it. From the stuff that I've seen, I would absolutely believe it. But we are trained to tread lightly in those sorts of things because pop, especially big budget pop music.
The thing to me that helps me believe that is when we were talking, I don't know if it was a comment or if it was when we were just talking, but like the fact that she can sit and play the guitar tells me that she can write a song.
Oh, and then she moves over and she plays the piano.
Exactly. And so it's like, but as I keep bringing her up because she's one of my favorite pop stars, like I do not believe that Britney Spears can play any instruments. You know what I mean? No. Like she can't sit and play the guitar. So I don't think that a person could write a song unless they were able to accompany themselves with some sort of an instrument.
And somebody please respond with your home videos of Britney Spears playing guitar and shredding.
I would love to see that.
It might come up.
I would literally love to see. I love Britney Spears.
Yeah, how can you not?
Love Britney Spears.
It is illegal to not like Britney Spears.
And so like I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just saying like Britney Spears is part of a machine. And the biggest parts of that machine are not Britney Spears. She's like the shiny paint on the outside, but she is not the motor or the engine or anything like that.
Yes.
Whereas with Olivia Rodrigo, a person that I believe can sit down and play an instrument, she can write her own songs. I'm not saying that that's necessarily what happened.
Also, if you haven't seen it, my personal recommendation would be, if you haven't seen Olivia Rodrigo's Tiny Desk concert, you should probably just stop watching this and go watch that.
We should have done some of that. I would love to, yeah. Because that, to me, that's like definitive. Like, yeah. If you can sit and perform your song all the way through just by yourself, then you have the capability.
Tiny Desk at Home concerts. So she produced it. So there's a chance. Mm-hmm. But if you don't think about it, it's really well done, and she's got a good band.
Dude,
and it's
hold
fun.
On a second. All those videos that came out during COVID of bands, each band member sitting at home performing their instrument, and it's like they're doing it live. Bull pucky. No freaking way is there not enough. Like, the lag would destroy that. There's no way you could perform a song.
People aren't doing it together.
I think that's what many videos I've seen are implying.
Maybe that's the implication, but
what I'm saying is no. Each person just recorded themselves doing it.
Yeah.
To like a click track or whatever. But I've seen a lot of videos where people are like, okay, here's a performance from everybody, and they're like, all right, everybody, let's go, and it's like a big like we're doing it live thing, and it's like, no, sir,
no, that's not.
No, sir, no, sir.
Because 2 minutes to late night. If you know what that, we were talking about that in one of the last videos we did with Chris Parker, but. Anyway, that's a great channel too. 2 minutes late night, and he did a bunch of videos over Guarcinio. Did a bunch of videos over COVID where he got pretty big metal guys to come on and do cover songs, and they did it like that, where everybody recorded their own part and everybody had their own video and they mixed it together. But there was no implication that it was actually done with all of them playing together, because that's insane. That does not work.
No,
and
it couldn't be.
There's my headphones again.
Oh, there we go. No, it couldn't. Okay, anyway, sorry, Olivia Rodrigo. We're here for that.
Rodrigo.
Let's just go ahead and listen to this.
Let's do it.
Right? So this is Vampire in 3, 2, 1. Oh, well, I already didn't expect that. Now, one thing we talked about, remember, was the piano a lot on Sour, because it sounded lo-fi, we thought. So right away, this sounds better, kind of quality piano to me, at least. But I think they were...
to give the satisfaction asking how you're doing now. How's the castle built of people you pretend to care about? Just what you wanted. Look at you, cool guy, you got it.
You can really hear that room.
Diamonds. Sometimes when I close my eyes, 6 months of torture you sold to some forbidden paradise. I loved you truly.
On the voice or on the piano?
I think in the piano.
Oh, on the piano.
It's a big room.
Some real big mistakes, but you make the worst one look fine. I should have known it was strange. You only come out at night. I used to think I was smart, but you made me look so naive. The way you sold me for parts, you sunk your teeth into me.
Whoa. What was that little wiki in there?
You with the fucking clean versions.
Is that what it is?
Yes. Oh, bummer. Go listen to the dirty version.
Bad news, you called them crazy. God, I hate the way I called them crazy too. You're so convincing. How do you lie without flinching? Ooh, what a mesmerizing
Was I totally wrong in that there's no rock band in this song?
I don't remember.
Or does it come in later?
How do I not remember?
Oh, I love that
synthesizer
synth.
stuff is great.
Okay. I love this. I love songs that build like this.
Yeah.
Nice distortion on her vocals. Is that one example where she probably said F it, vampire?
Everything there. She says, damn.
Ah. This is awesome.
The drum sound is different now than it was earlier.
Yep. How long is this song?
3 minutes?
3.5. Let's go. Yeah, good job, Olivia.
Bleeding me dry like a damn vampire.
Wow.
No fade out there.
That's the best Olivia Rodrigo song I've heard. I like that better
It's
than
even
anything.
better when you get to hear the swears.
I don't disagree with that, but that's fine.
Patrick's wrong most of the time.
I think that I love that. I
do
liked it.
too.
I liked it a lot. I think that it was well structured. I like the fact that it wasn't just barely over 3 minutes. You know, it was a good 3.5 minutes, which is nice. You know, the trend in the last 5 years really has been for music to get shorter and shorter.
Yep.
Especially in the pop music sphere. And so that was nice. All the hallmark things we came to sort of expect listening to her first album were here, I think. It started really slowly, really low, like really simple and intimate. And
her
it built.
vocal was like way more drenched in this than I think it was on anything on.
It felt different, but it still had that close feel.
It was super close.
You know, it still had
records like this, and then she just kind of whispers.
It still had that close feel so that you could unhear her mouth. Yeah, it still had that, which is good. And we probably just killed somebody who has that, whatever they call that, when you get extreme anxiety from
people
someone.
might watch it now because of ASMR.
ASMR, that's
there
true.
might be people that just like want to watch guys.
We can get some scissors and random objects.
That is not as satisfying as I was hoping it would be.
No, it's not. I don't think it is either.
Oh, that was a little better. And you got the little clicky.
What do we got here? Speaking of clicky.
Oh, the hiss of the gas out of the tip might be good.
Hear the fire. I don't want to burn something.
Anyway.
I'm stupid. Yeah, I liked it. I can't wait to hear more, which I didn't know if I was necessarily going to think that. It was driving. I want to say that too, because some of her songs had a bit more of like a sway
lilt.
to it.
Yes.
But this one was driving. After the sort of slow piano part at the beginning was taken over by them adding more things to it. Basically, mostly when the drums came in.
Drum machine and then something that was supposed to sound like a drum kit.
Yeah, like once, right. And then there was some neat synths in there as well. I mentioned there was like a wiki part. It wasn't a wiki.
It was a synthesizer.
It was just a synth, but it was low pass, and it was kind of doing a neat little thing, and I really liked that. Honestly, I liked the whole song. I liked every aspect of what we were hearing. She did her very her cliched Olivia Rodrigo thing where she sings her line and then the last few words or the last line itself is just quiet. So it's that extra impact.
Yes.
She did that both times. She did like the full chorus with the drums and everything in there. So that was nice. Yeah. Looking forward to more.
From a musical perspective, I'm glad that I was worried that maybe she would just try to do this whole same thing again and then and just try to do ballads again. Whatever. She's got a good team.
See, I would be worried that the opposite thing was going to happen. That we would listen to this and it would just be basically a Britney Spears album with Olivia Rodrigo singing.
See, but I hope that we get like two songs
But I don't think
that
so.
are like that.
Yeah.
I want, and also, who does the synths for her? Do you know? Is it you? We would like to speak with you, please, because the synth stuff that's on Sour is awesome, and it sounds like we're going to get some of the same stuff.
Yeah,
on
and it was really
Guts.
tasty and well done here. Really nice.
And especially it's weird when you're like listening to this nicely recorded acoustic piano, and then like you get and
like that, though.
right? Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
a
like
cool
there's that like
juxtaposition.
dark one that starts at the beginning that's like sounds it's like it's dissonant and then
I don't remember that exactly, but yeah. I
we
love
want
all the
the
pieces.
Olivia Rodrigo synth tour. Whoever does it, do that video and then tell me because I want to watch it.
It's probably every song has a different person that
I
did it
doubt
for
it.
him, but
I think it's
probably
the
not.
same person with like the same 8 synthesizers, and they're just really.
Now,
good
do you
at them.
think? Here was one thing I was going to ask you. I was thinking about this the other day. Her first album was very. A lot of it was from the perspective of definitely a younger, sort of more naive person. It kind of seemed like naive, maybe relationship wise or something. More from like a teenage perspective almost.
Yes.
Do you think with all of the worldwide, she's been doing things since she was probably like 9
she's
or
a
whatever.
Disney kid.
But like, do you think that the experiences she's had over the last 2 years would have her songwriting mature enough a little bit so that the songs might be about somewhat more serious
Look
things?
at us on this channel talking about artists and their development.
Well, I mean, I was wondering about
Chris
it. like-
Parker's not even here.
yeah. Well, I'm serious. Like, we did talk about her lyrics.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope that I don't want. No. I don't want it to be too much like that. If it has to be a little bit different, and this is like a breakup song again.
Yeah.
And
It's about Twilight too, if you didn't know. She just never said Edward Cullen, but that's what the song's clearly about.
that's fine. Whatever. I'm not going to go watch Twilight, but I'll listen to more
Olivia Rodrigo.
Also, I wanted to bring, since it will say audio engineers or something in the title of this video, I would like to point out, I was listening earlier today to a song. Oh, it was that Selena Gomez and Rema or something song, Calm Down. I guess it was very popular. Anyway, it's this song. You guys have probably heard it if you're here to watch Olivia Rodrigo videos. I was not listening to it for pleasure. I was listening to it for professional use, which gives me a pass. And it was interesting because it's a very calm song, calmer than this one, but still on that same end of things. It wasn't technical death metal. But I was listening to it with some students today, and it occurred to me as I'm listening to this how flat dynamically that thing is. So if you're here for the audio engineering portion, when you're listening to this, and this song is a great example, because there are quiet parts and there are loud parts. This is not mind-blowing to Patrick or anything, but it's all like at the same level. In fact, I was a little concerned because during there you might have seen Patrick clicking around, and he turned the volume down on Winamp a little bit, and I almost slapped his hand because it's not going to get that much louder.
Oh no, I didn't get much louder at all, but it was too loud.
Okay,
though.
that's fine.
But you're correct. Absolutely everything you're saying is absolutely correct.
But it's so compressed. And if you're just getting into audio production, you're like, I had a student ask me that. Why does my stuff, I'm like hitting 0 on my mixes and they're not loud? And it's like, well, because there's tons of compression that you haven't trained yourself to hear yet. And there are parts in there where you can hear in her vocal inflection. This is the audio engineering part of this. If you're here for Olivia Rodrigo, you've left long ago. But you can hear where her voice should get louder because she's singing harder. You can tell by her vocal timbre that she is singing. She's really going loud when she was just going quiet a minute ago. And it's
the same.
Like the emotion and the energy is there, of course. That's what makes it a captivating vocal performance. But the level is, it is
right. I mean, because she starts
brick-walled.
the song basically whispering, and by the end she's shouting-y kind of,
Yeah, because if what you were... Well, anyway, Patrick's going to stop me, I can tell.
No, I was just going to say, are you saying what you're saying in a negative way or in a positive way?
I'm not either. I'm just...
You're just making an observation.
I'm just making an observation because
that was just my
sometimes
question.
people ask, sometimes people say, you guys don't really talk that much about the technical side of production. Well, here I am trying. This song, and I was noticing also, I was watching the meters, and the meters are just... Bleh. They're just, and then it gets a little bit quieter and it goes down like 3 or 6 dB for 2 seconds, and then it comes back up and it's right where it was. But it sounds
good. That was what I was going to say. Like, I was hoping you weren't saying what you were saying to be like, oh, this is over compressed or too much. Because I agree. I don't think it was at all. I don't have a problem when something is mixed this way. That tells me that they recorded it correctly and they did a good job with the mixing and the compression and everything and the mastering as well.
Oh yeah, but it's not like you hear the compressors clamp down.
Exactly.
On her.
When more stuff comes in, it's not like everything is getting quieter. It is to a certain extent, but it's being done intentionally. The piano at the beginning of the song is not as loud as if there even is piano at the end of the song. It's way quieter towards the end because there's so many other layers of things on top of it, but it feels organic. You know what I mean?
And that's the whole trick to doing that, is that you can go from having a solo piano and then a solo piano and voice, and then something that's seemingly, let me get in frame here, that's seemingly like a whole rock band at the end, and the level is just the same. Because if what you actually heard was like happening for real in front of you, like without audio electronics,
when those drums came in, you would have to plug your ears. Right?
Yeah, or
you know what I mean?
Or you would like have to, like, everybody would have to be dead quiet in the beginning and like listening forward and listening.
Great point.
And then when the drums came in, you'd be, and that would be cool. Do I wish that there was like 40 dB worth of dynamic range in every recorded song? Maybe not 40, but 20 would be great. It's more fun. It's way more exciting to listen to. That's part of the reason.
Only on good speakers though. Like if you have, or good headphones.
You couldn't listen in a car like that.
You can't listen to something that's very dynamic in not optimal situation.
Yeah, because you're not,
you know what I mean? You just can't hear it.
You wouldn't be able to hear it.
The quiet stuff gets drowned out, and that's when you get the issue of you turn it up to compensate, and then it's too loud when it gets to the louder parts.
Yes.
And that's,
But with the modern
And this is pop music, so it shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't have to adjust the volume.
But wouldn't it be fun though
Yeah,
if when
yeah.
you got to the drum part, it was like,
And I think that there are mixes of things like that, even in the pop world, because I do think that they're doing more with, I know some artists, they release like the 24-bit version of their albums, which I wonder if those are actually mixed differently.
no.
I've only ever heard one album that I specifically purchased in 24-bit files, and it was Yanov's last album. And it sounded just phenomenal to me, but I put it onto a CD, which is making it 16 bits.
Yes.
But I mean, it still sounded
Little
phenomenal.
audio technical
It
joke
still
there.
sounded phenomenal, but I kind of got rid of those extra 8 bits. But I don't know. I'm just curious because I know like and I mentioned this before, like Blur, they released a Dolby Atmos version mix of their album that came out this year.
Jeez.
So like if you're a huge artist like that and you're going to put effort into making a specific separate mix to come out on a Blu-ray disc or whatever, that sucker's going to have dynamic range because you're only going to listen to it on a Blu-ray system. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it might. I
So-
mean, it's not going to be that wide, but there might be a little bit more. But I was thinking, this is kind of out.
This is way too long, but yeah, sure. Go for it.
You can cut it if you
No, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I'll cut whatever.
So I use Tidal as my streaming service because Eve 6 guy told me to, and I will do basically anything that Eve 6 guy tells me to.
Do you mean the guy who sings for the band Eve 6?
Yes, he was a sensation.
He
on
will
Twitter for
he
a
will
while.
swallow the rind and choke, or he will swallow
That
the
is-
lime and choke on the rind.
So that is the
The lack thereof will leave you empty inside.
So like every comment section underneath his stuff on Twitter was just like a lot of it was just making fun of that stuff, and the guy lived for it. And like he would repost ones that he thought were clever. Anyway, I love Max Collins.
Dude, let's go.
Dude, if you want to come talk to us, Max Collins, I would love that. Anyway,
Yeah. Your album sounds like shit, but yeah.
wrong. Factually false.
The one with the bug on the front does.
Oh, I don't listen to that one.
The yellow one with the lady in the green tank top. That's the one with I Will Swallow the Rind or whatever.
No, it's not.
No? That's the one with what's their other big
Here's
song
to
was the
the
one
Night.
Oh yeah, I
Here's
like
the
that
Night
song
is
way
on
more.
That one.
Anyway.
That horoscope record is fantastic.
Yeah.
And the self-titled one is fine too. I don't really listen to that. I listen to horoscope. But I was thinking back to my original thought that now there are different versions of the songs that you can stream, kind of, right? There's always been remasters and stuff, and a lot of that is becoming more of easily available, or it is easily available now on streaming services. So what's stopping us from having a highly dynamic mix that you can click that, like, it's not going to play on your phone unless you go hit the button. It's going to normally play the normal compressed one. But why can't we have different versions now with dynamic range? And so
Yeah.
when you can listen to on your headphones or on a good set of speakers in a controlled environment that's like acoustically sound, at least somewhat, that you can't have that where when the chorus kicks in, it actually gets louder.
Well, it's that's so funny you bring that up because and I know you're not like a big gamer. I know you like watching Minecraft videos, which
Love
I found
watching
I
Minecraft
found a
videos.
great Minecraft video today I was watching, and I never watch Minecraft videos. Do you know who Ish is? Have you ever come across him?
No.
I think he does more sort of like it's a lot of this video seemed kind of like fake and put on, but the concept was so cool. He made 4 islands, one like a tropical island, ice island, a desert island, and a plains island. And then he dropped 1,000 people into the server. 250 on this island, 250, 250, 250, and then he just kind of like let them go. But it was if you died, you were out.
Okay.
So it was make a civilization on your island. And so the video is very well put together. Like, it looks phenomenal. It's an hour and 15 minutes long. And it's just like him going through and talking to the people who became like the leaders of the islands and stuff. And then who was going to try to like secretly go to the other islands and like try to find out their information and stuff. And I'm only about like 35 minutes into the video, and it's captivating, and it's filmed so well, because he has like status. So him and his people can fly around and like get footage of him doing stuff. But it's all these people who are like, obviously like all 1,000 people are like Minecraft experts. So like they build these like insane looking like little settlements and things and these farms and everything. And it's amazing. And I'm pretty sure they're doing all of it not in creative mode, obviously. Otherwise, there'd be no point. Yeah. But like, it looks incredible. It's so funny. And then like on day 5, they built like a secret island in the middle to see who would find it first. And it went for like 2 days without anybody leaving their islands to go find it and stuff. It's awesome. It's so cool. But the reason I bring up video games is because, and you might not know this, but when you play a video game, and more recently, at least in the last 5 years or so, one of the new options that they've added are you can select like they used to be surround or stereo, right? Were the two options. But now they give you dynamic range as an option, and you can have home theater, TV speaker. You can like actually set the dynamic range so that the music and everything is louder or not. It's just not even just the music. I think it's literally basically what it's doing.
The sound effects would really make that more enveloping.
It's controlling, I believe, the overall compressor that they have on like the master or whatever. So it's less or more. But there's like a dynamic range setting in the audio now. And that was something that I think we even talked about this back at the studio I used to work at. Like, why can't they invent an audio file that is able to contain multiple versions of the same song on it? So that you
but now you don't have to. Streaming has fixed that.
Right. So you just would go to the streaming service that plays it the way you want to hear it.
Or that you can go to a different version or you can click a button on it. Right. Maybe that's coming. That would be a really great thing.
Right. The idea that like when you purchase an album, you're actually purchasing like 3 different dynamic range versions of it or whatever.
Yeah, or at least 2. A good one and the one
that everyone else will listen
to.
TV
speakers.
But like, yeah, that is super interesting. Okay, this can be enough. We had stopped talking about Olivia Rodrigo 14 minutes ago. So, all right, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video, which we are going to do another video right now of the other Olivia Rodrigo singles.
Yay!
So stay tuned for the second half of us talking about video games and whatever else we were talking about, Minecraft.
Bye.
Until next time.